Back and forth was actually sparked by an interview that Jamielynnspears did right here on ABC. She spoke about details from her book in an exclusive interview with our Juju Chang. She talked about family dust-up, saying earlier in the pandemic, Britney cursed at her and got in her face as she was holding her toddler, that she's always tried helping her sister, but Britney has to walk through the door. Well, it appears Britney is closing that door shut. She says she watched the interview and claims the book is being sold at her expense, and that her family ruined her dreams and loves to hurt her. Jamie Lynn responding, saying she will always love her sister, but Britney's words do not match what she tells her privately. She also added Britney's posts made life very difficult for the family. Britney responded, saying Jamie Lynn stooped to a new level of low. Guys, the social media tension between those sisters continues, but clearly the Spears saga did not end when that conservatorship did. Guys.
No, it sure didn't. All right, Zareen Forrest, thank you so much. Also, we did reach out to Britney for comment, and she did not respond. But we'll continue to stay on top of it.
Was dissolved. I was happy. First off, I don't understand. When it was put into place, I was a 17-year-old. I was about to have a baby, so I didn't understand what was happening, nor was I focused on that. I was focused on the fact that I was a 17-year-old about to have a baby. I understand just as little about it then as I do now.
You talked in the book about the role that you were asked to play in the conservatorship.
There was a time where my sister asked me of her trust and will if I would be the person who assured that her boys got what they needed. Whether she's in a conservatorship or not, that was a very normal thing, I thought. Once I realized that, you know what, she's in a conservatorship, I felt like I just didn't want to be a part of until maybe she was out of the conservatorship. So there was no, me overseeing funds or something like that. And if that was, it was a misunderstanding. But either way, I took no steps to be a part of it.
Jamie Lynn revealing for the first time she even tried to give Britney the resources she needed to end the conservatorship.
I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set up ways to do so. Went out of my way to make sure that she had the contact she needed to possibly go ahead and end this conservatorship and just end this all for our family. If it's going to cause this much discord, why continue it?
So you didn't always agree with the conservatorship?
It wasn't about agreeing with the conservatorship. Everyone has a voice and it should be heard. So if she wanted to talk to other people, then I did. I set that up. I even spoke to her legal team, previous legal team, and that did not end well in my favor. So I did take the steps to help, but how many times can I take the steps without, she has to walk through the door. I love the legal team, and that did not end well in my favor. So,
Well, when Britney testified in court last June, she criticized her relatives for doing nothing while she struggled within the conservatorship, and even told a judge she wished to sue her family. Jamie Lynn's new memoir, Things I Should Have Said, is out January 18th. She writes about her famous family, her then shocking teen pregnancy, and much more. And ahead of the GMA sit-down, Britney hinted she may be gearing up to tell her own story.
So let me go. And just listen.
She posted this image of a typewriter on her Instagram page, and in the caption she teases, "Shall I start from the beginning?"
Yeah, you see right there, Jamie Lynn and Britney Spears are no longer the best of sisters. When they used to have a close bond, have that sisterly bond, there's no longer no more. Britney Spears been in the midst of getting out her conservatorship, and she believes Jamie Lynn is one of the people that's trying to hold her back and trying to not let her, go on with her life. That Britney Spears been trapped like a cage animal. She feels like Jamie Lynn was a part of it. Well, let's hear Jamie Lynn's side right now on how all this ordeal, she believes that Britney is just not being understanding with this.
was dissolved. I was happy. First off, I don't understand. When it was put into place, I was a 17-year-old. I was about to have a baby, so I didn't understand what was happening, nor was I focused on that. I was focused on the fact that I was a 17-year-old about to have a baby. I understand just as little about it then as I do now.
You talked in the book about the role that you were asked to play in the conservatorship?
There was a time where my sister asked me of her trust and will if I would be the person who assured that her boys got what they needed. Whether she's in a conservatorship or not, that was a very normal thing, I thought. Once I realized that, you know what, she's in a conservatorship, I felt like I just didn't want to be a part of until maybe she was out of the conservatorship. So there was no like me overseeing funds or something like that. And if that was, it was a misunderstanding. But either way, I took no steps to be a part of it.
Jamie Lynn revealing for the first time she even tried to give Britney the resources she needed to end the conservatorship.
I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set up ways to do so. I went out of my way to make sure that she had the contact she needed to possibly go ahead and end this conservatorship and just end this all for our family. If it's going to cause this much discord, why continue it?
So you didn't always agree with the conservatorship?
It wasn't about agreeing with the conservatorship. Everyone has a voice and it should be heard. So if she wanted to talk to other people, then I did. I set that up. I even spoke to her legal team, previous legal team, and that did not end well in my favor. So I did take the steps to help, but how many times can I take the steps without, she has to walk through the door.
Britney Spears and Jamie Spears, it's just right now we just hope and pray that things work accordingly in their favor. And, you don't want to see a sister bond like that get diminished. And it's hard, but siblings do have their ups and downs, just like if a person was in a relationship. It's just that sometimes it be that way. But hopefully Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears can put their differences aside and know for the common good for them being sisters. Let's hear what you people had to say out there about Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears with this riff and calling each other out on Twitter with this.
Story on Britney Spears' conservatorship.
Jamie Lynn revealing for the first time she even tried to give Britney the resources she needed to end the conservatorship.
I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set up ways to do so.
Interesting that we're learning about this now, after people are mad at Jamie Lynn for literally doing nothing. But she said she did something. That's what really counts.
Went out of my way to make sure that she had the contact she needed to possibly go ahead and end this conservatorship and just end this all for our family. If it's going to cause this much discord, why continue it?
You see, folks, Jamie Lynn isn't getting the credit that she deserves. She really went out of her way to get Britney out of the conservatorship. In fact, she is so against the conservatorship that if she were to be asked whether the conservatorship was good or bad, she would 100% say that she's against it.
So you didn't always agree with the conservatorship?
It wasn't about agreeing with the conservatorship.
No, I didn't agree with the conservatorship. Would have sufficed, but I guess we are taking the long way to the answer.
Everyone has a voice and it should be heard. So if she wanted to talk to other people, then I did. I set that up.
You know what, Jamie? You'd be surprised, but we actually remember what you said just a few seconds ago. What we were actually looking for in that answer was for you to say that you were against the conservatorship, but it's okay. We understand that sometimes it can be difficult to articulate certain things that aren't really that difficult to articulate, especially when you don't mean it.
Who starred alongside Jamie Lynn Spears on the show's first 2 seasons, has accused her former co-star of lying about their experiences on set.
Yeah, in response to Jamie Lynn's new memoir, Things I Should Have Said, Alexa wrote in part, I was pretty surprised to see her lying up a storm in there.
Yeah, Alexa explained that she thought she was on good terms with Jamie Lynn as of recently after being invited to appear in her Zoe 101 themed music video, which she declined. Alexa also explained she recently unfollowed Jamie Lynn after all the drama with Britney Spears, adding this. Once again, I felt Jamie was being fake. Her reaching out all of a sudden felt really insincere. Fast forward to a few days ago, she reaches out to me asking if she could send me a gift. I have no idea what is going on over there with her, but I want absolutely nothing to do with it.
Oh boy, referring to the gift Jamie Lynn supposedly wanted to send her, Alexis called it a typical move for a bully to play the victim card, gaslight, others while straight up lying.
Yeah, concluding her post, Alexa stated, "Nothing that she said in her book about me actually happened. I wish I could go back in time and tell my 12-year-old self that you are actually extremely lucky to not have a friend like her. You are way better off without her. You don't need toxic people in your life like that, and you deserve better." And that's the truth on that. I don't mind saying all the things I should say for free.
Now, just days after Alexa's lengthy post, she shared a photo of herself in tears, writing in part, "This is what lying and bullying continues to do to others. I've been crying over here while taking care of my daughter and myself. Wanted to post this to show others that I know how it goes. One minute you are able to laugh it off, and then the next moment you are crying endlessly about it, especially as you keep getting triggered by more hurtful words revealed about you from the person who wounded you deeply as a child."
She continued with this. "You want to be tough, you want to be soft, you want to move on, you want to get over it, but then you are quickly reminded once again that you are human, you have feelings, healing is never linear. Even though you pray for it to be nightly, it's hard, really effing hard. Reading more cruel lies tonight really broke me down. It's not fair, it's not just. I'm just here processing it all." Now, Jamie Lynn has not responded to any of Alexa's comments. Yazzie saying, "Wow, Jamie Lynn has no friends but her daughter, who always seems to be right there when she's in an altercation." The Hoden is saying, "I guess people just want money now."
And so, Alexa gets involved with this as well. And, why did she write the book? I mean, in the timing of releasing it and bringing in Alexa into this conversation. I'm glad she spoke up. Alexa felt like she was bullied as a child, and she finally is speaking. I didn't know about this story at all. I had no idea that they had this type of relationship. And so for her to finally say something, and it's really bothering her. I mean, to take a picture like that and put a statement out like that, it is still affecting her. And, that's one of the things we learn as adults is like those memories, those memories we had when we were kids, it stays with you. As much as you try to push it away, it stays with you. And I think Jamie Lynn has to focus on responding to her. I mean, yeah, she's responding to Britney Spears, but what about Alexa? Same thing.
Yeah, Fulani saying, "This poor family, they need to take this offline." Talking about personal things that have happened in the family. Yeah. How do you not feel like, your sister's just throwing you under the bus and not supporting you? And then you're hearing from other people that she's lied about them in this book. So the whole thing is very frustrating. I think the interviews need to stop. Obviously, I know Jamie Lynn wants to make money off this memoir. That's why you do this. But it's just the whole thing, I think, is backfiring. And I'm not sure what she expected to come out of all this, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's interesting to also see that Alexa stopped following her after the whole Britney Spears situation and what happened. Even recently I was reading, are we going to be talking about Britney after, or are we talking about Britney now? I
think we're all talking about it now.
Yeah, so like her statement where she was apologizing in her statement on her tweet to her sister, and I felt when you read the words, Britney is in a place where she's always felt that she needs to apologize for her ways. And that's an indication in that message she sent to her sister. People are talking about her sister saying, "Take this offline." Jamie Lynn, you just released a book. And if Britney feels like she wants to put it on social media, let her do that. Don't tell her how she needs to handle this. And this is the problem. When you read those words, you really feel sadness for Britney because she's gone through this for so long. She doesn't need to apologize to Jamie Lynn. And she doesn't have to say, this is the issue I'm having with this. And she still has that control over Britney. And Britney is reacting the way she has since she's been in this conservatorship. So, maybe it does help to keep it offline, but I feel like she's being bullied into it. If this is the way she wants to release her information, because Freebie was massive. It showed the power of social media and her fans. And this is where she feels comfortable. By all means, write your notes, write what you need to write.
I agree with you. And she also said in that letter to Jamie Lynn that she isn't doing interviews because she's been down that road. She's been attacked doing interviews. She's not going there anymore. She already went through a lot of trauma, of horrible interview experiences, aka the Diane Sawyer. That's just one example. So she's like, good for you, Jamie Lynn, to be doing all these interviews, but this is how I'm responding, and it's through social media so that she can get her side out. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah, and she's just feeling forced now because she's releasing this book. But You know, Britney, don't apologize for your ways. You are queen. You are a queen.
Why are you continually basically discarding my feelings and what was going on with me?
Yeah. And she said something important. She said, call me.
Yeah,
She said, call me, which is critical. These are sisters. We've lost all sight because they're warring on social media. One of them's going on Nightline, spilling all this stuff. They are sisters. And Jamie Lynn wanted to turn the temperature down and say, call me. All this public back and forth is not helping our relationship. And I agree with you. I think that's the moment where it turned. Britney opened the door and Jamie Lynn said,
Brittany
call
said
me.
at the end of
There's
the
gonna be a
post that it
fall.
was tacky to do it. And
It is tacky.
Yeah.
These are two, I mean, they're family. They're absolutely, they need to sort of like cool things down and just talk.
And we've never really seen them even post publicly like this for years and years, that Britney was in the conservatorship, and even Jamie Lynn did not speak out about her sister's conservatorship up until, you know, these past couple months. We've seen Jamie Lynn promoting this book.
Basically discarding my feelings and what was going on with me.
Nothing has happened to that love. That love is still there, 100%. I love my sister.
Jamie Lynn in many ways has tried to be Switzerland over the years, but it's not like she's fully in support of her parents or the conservatorship.
I've always been my sister's biggest supporter. So when she needed help, I set up ways to do so. Went out of my way to make sure that she had the contact she needed to possibly go ahead and end this conservatorship. And
She revealed for the first time that she sent lawyers to Britney in an effort to help her get out of the conservatorship, but that Britney didn't follow up with those lawyers.
I did take the steps to help, but how many times can I take the steps without, she has to walk through the door.
Right there, Jamie Spears and Britney Spears. A lot of people are voicing their concerns. They're siding with Britney more because of the Free Britney movement of Britney Spears regaining her life and regaining everything that she once had. And they believe Jamie Lynn Spears trying to milk it as she can. But could this situation be repaired? That's the question. Can this break the ice? Can Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears sit down together rather than going on Twitter back and forth? Jamie Lynn trying to reason with her sister, but Britney's not having it one bit and not buying it one bit. So only time will tell, and time shall pass, and see how all these healing wounds come to be. Thank you all for watching this edition of Vow. We talk about Britney Spears and Jamie Lynn Spears with their Break the Ice riff. I've been your host, Kendra Dixon, and so long. We'll see you next time for another edition of Vow.